All right, we're live. Okay, the first step is we're going to create a new sketch. We create new sketch. And we're going to select the bottom plane, which is going to be the XZ plane. This is roughly going to be about a 4-inch by 6-inch lamp. So let's start with a circle, and we'll make it the full width, which is going to be 4 inches. And I'll make the inner part 3 inches. Once I got those two circles in there, I'm going to go ahead and draw a line. And I want to make sure that the line is straight. So if for some reason you draw your line crooked, you can use the horizontal vertical constraint and it'll straighten it out. And we're going to draw one more line at an angle. And I want to dimension that at 20 degrees. And I'll do that one more time. Whenever you're working with angles, you click on the dimension of the two lines in which you want the angle to be from. So if I want it to be 45 degrees, or I can go back and edit it and with 20 degrees. Now that I kind of got my base, I'm going to finish sketch, and I want to create a pattern, but first I need to extrude. So go to create, go to extrude, and I'm going to extrude just this small little piece, and I'm going to extrude that 6 inches. You'll notice that your sketch goes away because every time you extrude or revolve a sketch, it's gonna go away. That's fine. You can go back to your sketches by clicking on the triangle and clicking the visibility back on. I'm going to turn it back on because I'm going to use the same sketch to finish my drawing. So after I got this one piece on there, I'm going to make my pattern. Now, very similar to the way patterns work in sketches, when you have 3D modeling, you could also do a pattern within that physical object, that body. You click on pattern, and I'm going to do a circular pattern. Notice that you have bodies, faces, features, and components. This is a body, so I'm going to click bodies. It says one selected. And my axis, just like the merry-go-round, is where it's going to spin around. Now I have two options. I can spin around the origin because I selected that when I first did my first circle. I could even select this part. I can select that part. I could even select the outer part because they all share the same axis. So all of them would be correct. And the quantity, I'm going to leave it at 10 because I want to have gaps between that lamp. I mean, I could put 4, but 6, but I wanted to put 10. You can put however many you want. Now I have my pattern. I need to put my top and then my bottom. My bottom, I don't want to have it fully covered, but my top I do. So we'll do the bottom first. And we're going to do an extrude join. What that does is that joins whatever you extrude to whatever is currently extruded. And I'm going to extrude that at 0.25. And you'll see that now I have a base. I still want my sketch to show because this last part, I'm going to extrude the top, and I'm going to do something that is new. When I click extrude, I'm going to select the whole thing. I want all of my pieces to be selected. But before, whenever you extrude, you would extrude off of wherever the sketch was drawn. We're going to change that. I'm going to start my extrude off of a different surface. So where it says start, I'm going to put object. That means that whatever I'm going to extrude, I'm going to start on that part of it. And you'll notice that if I click the arrow down, I'm going to change it to join, it's starting where I clicked. And since I'm going down, I'm going to do a negative extrude, and I'm going to have that a negative 0.25. I'm going to remove my sketch visibility for now. As you can see, I have the majority of it done. We just got to do about 2 more steps. The next step is a fillet. Now I want to select my entire object. So I want to make sure that whether you have a drag select like me or even a box select, I'm going to select the whole thing, and I want this to be 0.125. And click OK. Now what that did is that made a fillet on every single curve of that feature. You could also go back, if you made a mistake, you can go and edit that. And if you wanted to change it to something lower, like 0.065, you could do that as well. It's your part. You could decide how you want to do it. Whatever you think looks good. And one last step, we need our hole where our light bulb's going to fit through. And this time we're going to use a hole command, and I'm going to select the top. And this part's very important because right now I could just put it anywhere. And if you move it around, you could lock it in the center, but there's something called a reference. The reference will reference it to an object or a face. And in this case, I want it to reference around the top of that circle. What's going to happen is it's going to move to the center of it. Watch. Once I know it's in the center, then I can play with the dimensions. So my distance is going to be all. And the diameter of my cut is going to be 1 inch. So make sure it's at 1 inch. 1 inch. Click OK. And our lamp cover is done.